Hello Raymond, it's Matt. So we've completed the course review for MGMT702. I'm going to go through it now. FYI, if you open this course review report up and you go up to View and turn on the navigation pane, you can jump to any part of the course review that you need to learn more about that. Things that were great about this course is that you had really thorough, clear objectives about what students need to learn. You had a lot of opportunities for students to interact and work through the assignments, and you had extensive, thorough content that's all aligned with your activities. You do have some things that you'll need to fix before we can award the course stipend. One is that you have some broken links. I'll point out where they are, but they're in here, 4.4. These links themselves aren't broken, it's that there are links on those pages that are broken. So for instance here you're linking these individuals to this link, but it's no longer there. There's one other one as well that you'll have to replace. You can work with the librarians to do that, or it looks like we found a replacement here that you may consider using, or you could look for something else about the same kind of content, but you do need to replace those specific links. Other things that you need to work on include updating some information which is out of date. It's the same place. These links are all referring to old content from the previous version of the course. So I'll jump to one of them and show you what I mean. On this one, you can see this is in Module 11, but you've copied it from the previous one, so it says Module 6. So as you can see, this is pretty confusing about what week this is actually happening in. And that obviously isn't a big change. You just need to make sure that it's not contradicting itself about what module that is occurring in. And we've included all the links where we believe that is happening. Other things that you can work on, your syllabus should have your office hours along with an estimated timeline for when you'll contact students if they get in touch with you. We have a sample that you might consider. I think we've included it here. No, we've included it in section 5.3. You could just have your office hours directly after the hybrid class when you all meet, but you should be saying a specific time when they can meet you for office hours and what tool you'll use to monitor those office hours. Other things, some additional info about accessing accommodations. They don't have the contact info. They don't have the exact info they need to have in order to call the person up in the syllabus. You could also just include this link right here, which they'd be able to access that would have all that academic support stuff too. Although I'd recommend including this content directly in the syllabus. And the last thing that is a critical need before we can confirm the stipend is there are some accessibility concerns. So you can see down here, these are the ones that you'll need to work on, these two little PowerPoints. I'll show you what I mean. So here's the PowerPoint right here. If you download it, you'll see that it has some images in there where there's no alternative text. And there's not that many, but there are some there that need to be dealt with. So this one, for instance, has this guy. This is an image right now, figure 3.1. And if you right-click on it and go down to Edit Alt Text, you'll see there is no alternative text. So what you need to do here is to basically look at this and describe it in text form in about 1 to 2 sentences. Try and keep it under about 140 characters and just describe what it is that this particular image is trying to say. And if you don't have enough space to do that in this little box, say something like, see the notes for more details. And then down here, you could go into more detail about what it is that this is saying. That way, somebody who's using a screen reader is going to be able to basically, if there is no screen reader, the screen reader will simply read aloud picture when it gets here. So someone who's blind or visually impaired, they're not going to be able to see any of this or have any of it read to them. You'll have to provide that for them. There are only a couple of them where you have to do that, these two PowerPoints. These guys could benefit from a little bit more accessibility, but in that case I'd just say contact us for guidance about how you could make them a little bit more accessible, and we can work with you on that. These are the critical ones right here, these two PowerPoints. And that's it in terms of what you need to do in order for us to confirm the stipend. We do have other recommendations, though. We think that some heading styles would be really nice in your syllabus to help make things a little bit more clear, the structure between them. We think you could relook at your objectives a little bit and also prominently place rubrics in a place that would be more accessible to your students. And you might consider reviewing the course load. We suggested this little link, a workload assessment tool that will basically help you look at the workload, activities, and assignments for that week and see how well it's aligning with the objectives for that week too. And yes, the last point we had was to recommend you adopt a more consistent method of sharing weekly resources. Because if you go into your course site, you'll notice how earlier on you're sharing all of the items within the individual modules. But later on, the modules get a lot thinner. And that's because you're including them all in the readings. I prefer this format, including them all as readings on a page like this, but I'll go into more depth than that in the course review. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know, and we'll get back in touch with you as soon as we can. Thanks.